Thursday.
Share that little thing. I don't want to explain. You share it to them. What happened?
Yes, man. She went to the funeral and when she came home, she said to me, "Mommy, feel I feel so different in that church. The angel on the wall, the minister, the songs." And she said, "Mommy, God forbid if something should happen to me, please to church me at this church." And I said to her, "God forbid, why would you say church you at this church? They don't marry people there." And she said to me, "Mommy, listen to me, man. We didn't come here to turn stick and stone, you know. It is what it is. We all have to part one day." She also said her friend was criminate.
Cremated.
Right. And she said to me that I don't know about the burning part, but I think I want to be church there. So that was the Thursday, you know. So I went in her stuff and I find the program and I called the church, and it is a Holy Trinity Church somewhere in Kingston downtown. And I call and set up an appointment to go in to see if they can give me that date in July so we can have a memorial there for her. Yes, so I'm waiting on the priest to call me back so we can have a date set for her to
So
be
you're,
there.
so you're planning to have a memorial for her this year.
Yes, man. Yes, I wanted to keep two events. I wanted to do the like a link up
Media thing.
social media influencer link up memorial in one at O'Neill's. I still don't get to O'Neill's yet. I know that my followers is gonna say you always say that and you still don't do it yet. But I think I still have a little time to do it and I am working on it. But if I don't get the chance to do it at O'Neill's, I definitely want to fulfill that wish that Donna asked to be church at Holy Trinity. Yes.
I think that would be a good thing to free her soul also. I think that would be a really good thing. So on the 13th of March, when the sentencing was handed down to Noel, how did you feel? How was your feeling at that time when the sentencing handed down to Noel?
Um
How,
the
did,
the sentence.
how you felt at that time, yeah?
Oh, it was a bittersweet moment, you know. It was really a bittersweet moment. The fact that, yes, this is it. Sentence 32 years. He got what exactly he deserved. But where do I go from there? Where do I go from there? You know, I'm not gonna see him like that anymore to be hoping that he's gonna look at me and some little guilt or something, just let him confess to me, or you know. So it was a good feelings and a bad feelings, not knowing the fully truth of what happened to Donna and knowing that this man knows everything. I don't care what nobody said. This man knows everything. You hear all sort of things. Oh, it's not him. Some say it's him. I don't want to anticipate that conversation about if it's him or if it's not him. This man came to my house and he took my daughter sleeping on my feet. She was at his house. All the evidence prove in his apartment that she was in fact there. No camera clip shows her coming out, but it did shows her going in. So he knows what happened. He knows what he did. He knows what the others also did. So he's the right person to talk to me, to tell me what happened. So I did felt a bit of relief knowing that that chapter is closed, but I am still lingering on for closure.
When the sentences was handed down, what was his reaction like?
I want to tell you something.
Go ahead.
On in the courtroom, I was sitting at the back behind him with my mother was there. My daughter, no, my daughter was sitting on the outside because she said, "Mommy, I don't want to see him this time around." But my mother, my niece, some family members were sitting with me at the back. Oh, you believe me that the boy turned around his head and used his mouth to ask me, "You good?" I had to touch my niece and say, "Look at him." So I hold my head down and I did like this. Hear the boy. You sure? Because when he said you good, he thought when I shake my head like this, I was saying no. Or I was saying yes. I'm not sure of what he was saying, but he's asking me if I'm good. So the police, they have about 3 or 4 police, 1 woman and 3 policemen that was sitting behind him, and I guess they saw him trying to have a convo with me, so she got up and stand in the middle of the both of us. And I was upset. You know why I was upset when she did that? I said to myself, they are a part of the reason why Noel don't talk and what really happened to Donna or where is Donna, because they don't allow him to, they don't force him to, they don't put pressure on him to, you know. They should have just just let him talk whatever he's saying right there and then. Why you come in the middle of it? You know, they just stop him from saying what he wanted to say or what he was trying to say, you know. And when the judge told him to stand and he started telling him the consequences and why he's giving him all that years and all of that, he was one of the calmest person, Roy. He just stood there and listened like he was going off to college or he was going off to some vacation.
There's no remorse.
No, no, not one single bit, you know.
I'm gonna ask you this question, and I know it's gonna be a hard question because you're a woman of God. Do you forgive him?
Wow,
It's a hard question.
that's a hard one.
I know. Do you forgive him?
That's a hard one.
I know.
That's a hard one. You see, if this boy never put me through all of this agony and stress for almost 4 years of my life, maybe, I don't know. And then you know something? I can't hate him. Because if I hate him, he would get the better part of me. Yes, I would be worse than him. You know, I can't be hungry for the rest of my life either. You know, but I just ask God to lead, you know. I ask God to to take away that bitterness from me, take away that at the moment I'm bitter. I'm bitter. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna tell the world over 3.1k people on our live. I'm not gonna tell the world I'm perfect and I'm that holy saint. I am feeling a bitter contempt for Noel Maitland and what he did to my daughter. Maybe down the line God will clear things up for me. But right now I'm bitter.
And that's okay. And even if you were, no matter what feelings that you have towards him, I would say it's valid because taking someone's child's life is that is like whew, that is beyond crazy. Beyond. So whatever your feelings are right now, it's valid and God understands.
You know what? Um, Something happens that I don't want to be too public about. Um, Last night, and please, people, don't crucify me for not talking about it. But you know me, I'll talk one day. But I had to go to the station, and when I was sitting in the police station last night, I said to myself, what am I thinking about? How I end up here? Every police that come through the door recognize me, and some of them say, what mommy are you doing? Some of them was like, Donnalee, mother this. Roy, I had to run out of the station. I felt like I wanted to throw up. I felt a heavy burden come upon me just to see the police in their uniform and how they attire themselves. I couldn't deal with it. And you know what? The mere fact that that was the same station that his baby mama was stationed. She was working at that same station. Everything comes back to me last night, and I had to come out of the station and go in the car and sit down. I couldn't do it. I have to, even the policewoman said to me, you all right, mommy? Because I think she might see it on my face expression and all of that. And I said, I can't stay in here. I'm sorry. I have to go outside. I have to go outside. And she said, I understand, mommy. And I went outside. So say this to say that that bitterness inside me, only God can take it away. Not even when I see a police car out there, or if I am going on my own business and I see a police car or a police, everything just erupt. It's like a sword that somebody hurt up again, just hit you in it like that. That's how I feel. So it's not easy. It's
Called,
not easy.
called trauma. And as like mom said, there's things that happen that we're not going to discuss and she's not going to discuss. And one day she will tell you guys, if you guys are following her, make sure follow her. Um, we were going to talk about, but we're not going to talk about it. But as she said that there's something that happened and she will talk about in due time. As you know, as you guys follow her, she will talk about in due time. And I respect her for the fact that she don't want to talk about it. Um, but it's not good at all. It's not good at all. It's very bad. But she will talk to you guys about it. And I personally know what it is. And again, I'm so sorry it happened. And when you find time to talk to your followers about it, you can talk to them about it. All right. Um, if I'm resting a little bit, it's because I want to give you time, and also I don't want to ask certain questions. And now the baby mother. It's around how everything went down. The baby mother. Do you still think that she has something to do with it?
Most definitely,
Hmm.
with no apology. Most definitely. Because on the night of the 13th, when we went to the station to make the report, she was sitting in her car. It was her car that Noel was driving that night, because he came up to the station while I was there. And she was sitting in the vehicle crying. Oh, my reputation is finished. And my son said to Noel, why is she crying? My sister wasn't her friend. What happened? Mind you, this was only a missing person. Donna just went missing the day before. So what are you crying for? And why was Noel driving your car? So obviously she knows something. Nobody can take that from me. I know she knows something. Secondly, on the night of the 12th, she called in sick from the station. She was not at work. She was not on duty. After everything happened, she resigned from the station and migrated from Jamaica. Why would you give up your job to leave the country if you had nothing to do with it?
And the police, the justice system did not look into that.
And guess what? In the court, well, I can talk now. I couldn't talk back then because it was trial was going on, and the judge warned that we must not say anything out there. But I remember his lawyer, when he was doing his closing statements, he was saying, why did they let the baby mother leave the country? She was more of a threat to Donna than my client. Why did they? And the judge have to stop him. Because to me, he wanted just to say something that nobody don't know about, or to confirm something that some people know about. And the judge had to stop him because him deliberately called out her name, her full name, and said she left the country and she refuses to cooperate. And even Noel said it. Say, I cooperate when others did not. So when he's talking about this appeal, I'm wondering if that's the bombshell they're coming to drop, that this lady knows something, or this lady is really the perpetrator. I don't know.
What I got from that is, this is what I got, because if Noel's lawyer could say that, right, which means this is what I get from that. I'm not sure if the others get this from that, or you get this. If he's supposed to be if Noel lawyer is supposed to say something like that, I feel like his lawyer felt like he was gonna get off. And because he realized that, oh my God, my client is not getting off, let's try to pin it on the right person. I don't know if you get that. I don't know if the comment section would agree with me, but that's what I got from it. Would you say that's what you got from it?
But even if so, it was too late. It was too late. They waited too long. They waited too long.
Too long.
It was too late. And whether or not Noel is guilty, he got what he deserved. He is guilty. Even, for instance, I don't want nobody to pin me now and to run with it saying I am saying he is not guilty. It's the baby mommy. No. Even if, for instance, that's what they said, by law, he would have been charged in any event because he's conspiracy to the whole thing. So whether or not they're both in it together. And it's obviously clear. Even the children in England in the kindergarten will see the writing on the wall that this is just not him. There are others involved, and it's clear that she is involved. I don't know who is really the start of it, or who is the finish of it, but I know they are both involved.
And where is she right now? Is she still in the States? You're not sure.
I have no idea, but I know it's not in Jamaica.
And I have a question. Did any of Noel family, parents, anybody have ever reached out to you when this happened?
No, that's the bitter part of it. No, the mommy, I've never seen her attend any of the court case. I've never seen her not one single day out of the 3.5 years. The father normally would come in the early part of it, but from the trial begins, only one time I saw him, and that was when I was on the stand, and he appears to say, I told him that I know it's not his son do it. You're right. Mind you, I am not familiar with taking public vehicles, but because I loaned my brother my car, and my car was right off, so I have to be taking the public transportation like the taxis. So when I was in Afro 3 and people been asking why I take his taxi. Noel Maitland father operates a taxi. I never know this man because when we was in court at all times he was wearing a mask. So this man knows me, but I never know him. So I sit in the car, never knowing it was him. When I almost reach my destination, somebody's a mind said to me, look up. When I look, I saw the identification on the mirror, Noel Maitland Sr. And I was like, wow. And I said, Noel, you're Noel father? I was sitting at the back and the taxi was full. And he said, no bother with it, no bother with it. Me see you a long time. So I was like, then if you see me long time, why you let me come in your car? I said, don't talk to me like that. I said, your son took my daughter away over a year. They say, how long it happened? Over a year ago. And you need to tell him, I demand him tell me what happened to my daughter. Where is my daughter? The man wait until he reached to my stop. I didn't say stop, He knows exactly where I live because he stopped at the entrance of my crescent. And the man turned to me and he said, me know and you know. I don't know where my son kill your daughter, but if we talk about it, and I must say unalive because they say you
Alive.
can't.
Yeah, I was about to say that, yeah.
Right, unalive. My apology for that
That's okay,
one.
that's okay, mommy.
Me know and you know is not my son unalive your daughter, but if we talk all of us unalive, so let the court do this course. And I was like, what? So when I reach home, I called the Indicom and I spoke with the authorities there. I thought they would have integrate the father. No, call him up, question him. What you mean? You know it's not him, but if they talk, everybody unalive. But because I have been every little thing I hear out there, I call the Indicom. Maybe this is just another call, so they didn't take it personal until 3 years after, when his lawyer bring up and said to me, you know Mr. Maitland, father. And I was like, not to talk to, but I take his taxi once. You remember having a conversation with him? I said, yes, sir. you remember telling him that it's not him unalive your daughter, so you want. I said I did not say such thing, and you are a liar. I said I am not a liar, but I thought at that time they have the angle and I have the blade, so I was being careful not to say or do anything for this case to be thrown out. So I allowed him to verbally abuse me at the time because I felt it when he said that to me, knowing fully well I was not lying. But I guess it's his job. He was doing his job. But I thought his mommy would have called. And because if it was the other way around, I couldn't do it. I would have to call the mommy and say something. But it is what it is.
Let me touch a little bit about a little bit on this that I saw on the media. The voice call between Noel and the truck driver. Was that voice call ever played in court?
Um, no, not that I know of. I think it was brought up in court and the tape was there, but um some of the court hearing I was not present, so maybe it did on one of the days that I was not there. Yes, but it was mentioned. Yes.
So basically, that voice thing is real. That's a real voice recording because I know the media is saying that. I've seen it on the media where it says that that voice thing is what actually sealed the deal. Because I saw, I was going through TikTok and I saw and I listened to the recording where they were having that conversation. So they were saying that that's what actually sealed the part of the make him like, all right, this is it, you did it, like part of it. So you never heard it played in the court.
No.
Have the truck driver reached out to you either?
No, we just have just a couple um like hi morning and so on at the court, but otherwise from that, no. No, I met them down there. One of them, we wasn't supposed to talk to each other because we are all witnesses. So he he was in the line when we was going in and he said to me, Mommy, my condolence, I have a lot of sisters and this boy called me off from work and I didn't know what he was about to do, but we'll make sure him go down because him too wicked. So I'm not sure. And I couldn't say nothing to him more than thank you, because I knew I shouldn't have a conversation with him as a mother of the case, and he's also a witness. But they wasn't in agreement with him. I can tell you that much. The both of them was upset about the whole thing. So sometimes I would see on the social media where they saying the truck man them need to be sentenced to, or they know what's going on. No, I don't think so. I don't think they knew anything. They was just doing a job. Yeah.
How is the dog doing?
Hmm?
How is the dog? How's Donnelly's? Because I know Donnelly's dog was that was her favorite. That was like she loved that big dog. Can we see the baby if you don't mind?
God, I don't know. She eats so much and gets so big. Normally I would call her and lift her up. I can't lift her up no more.
No,
I can't lift her up no more. I don't know if I could bring her.
that's okay. If you can't, if you can't,
Yes,
I just
I
want to
don't
bring
know.
a joyful moment because I feel like we seen that dog is like we're looking at Donnelly. I mean, like because that was her baby.
Yes, that was her baby. And guess what? You couldn't call China dog.
No, you couldn't say dog.
Donna would upset with you if you say dog. I
You have
said,
to think.
Donna, stop it. I said, she is what? If he's not a dog, is what? She said, China.
Her daughter?
Call her China.
Okay.
Even I have a family, um, they call it portrait,
Mm-hmm.
pictures of the whole family, and China is not in it. And every day she said, I'm going to take that down and take out one of those pictures. You need to put China in there. So I promised to get a photograph of China to place in there because she's always upset about us putting up the family and China is not in there. So we know that, and she would have been long gone from here, like move away from us because she wanted to get her own apartment. But each time she go for an interview to get her apartment, they said no pet, and she would curse them come right back home.
Okay. So I know that Donnalee was financially involved in your life because she was doing a lot of things. How did that affected you financially when she passed?
Oh God, she was my major supporter. Donna Donna was my financial background and her father. So you know how bitter that is for me. Um she even started my upstairs, and the others try to maintain me to a level, to an extent, but Donna was more involved in many areas. Even until today, my electricity is still in her name. She took out my electricity, my light in her name. She would pay it every month because she said, Mommy, this is my name. I don't want my name to go down in no bad credit.